So let's read. Let's read from the lesson that we'll have in there. Morning lesson number 3, we are going to read excerpt number 13. Man needs to trust in his teacher, that he needs to go after his teacher, and even though he sees contradicting matters, he needs to go with the opinion of his teacher, and he should nevertheless trust the opinion of Israel. We're going to read again from excerpt number 2, Balas sh40. One must trust the opinion of his Rav and believe what his Rav tells him. It means that one should go as his R told him to do, and although he sees many arguments and many teachings that do not go hand in hand with the opinion of his Rav, he should nevertheless trust the opinion of his R. This is again from Shar 40. What is the measure of faith in the Rav? Very beautiful. May we, when we achieve it every day, we have a field correspondent. Yes, our field correspondent is ready in the field, and she's inviting a new interview with one of the great best hours of the world. I've met here a great friend that studies with us for 17 years. I don't think there's someone who doesn't know yet, and I really want to ask you million questions because I never speak to Argonaut before, even though we study here a lot of time, but most of all I want to know what was your Laim, what is your impression? I feel this Congress very different from all the Congresses before. What is your impression from yesterday and even from this morning already? Yeah. First of all, thank you for being us, and I feel being privileged to be interviewed by you. I admire you. Seriously, you do a lot, and this Congress, you're right, it's special Congress. I feel it never been like this way, and I'm not sure what is exactly happened. Probably takes some time to analyze what happened now, but indeed, it's something I would say friends coming with a true desire from the deep of the heart, but in the heart they truly demand. They want a connection, they want to connect, and then they want to attain the Creator, and they cross so many distance and time zones. You could believe it, right, from all the world. It's something unique happening here, and especially role of the women now growing. I was so surprised, in a good way. No, what questions women ask, I mean, it just really, it's a fee. They're going through the same stages as we as a men go, and it's unbelievable. It's difficult to describe me. I'm seriously speechless. I'm going to take some time, for sure, at least a week or months, to understand what actually happened. Wow, so we have you're a friend that also really appreciates the women, and it's very touching. And I'll tell me, how did you feel when their conditions stopped working and we were all like swimming in what? Yeah, exactly. It reminds me the Arava when women gathered in the desert, right, and suddenly there is a rain which haven't been for 40 years at least, and I feel like this way. It's a kind of a sign from above when you're trying to bread the program of the Creator, right, in a good way, meaning that you would like to develop in a good way, right. Something happens in nature, it responds back to you, right, gives your feedback, and it's good sign. If something changes, something you believe it's kind of wrong, but indeed it's something good happening, it's a good sign. It sends you a signal, the Creator, that look, I'm for it, time for you, I'm behind you, I support you. It's really good. Yeah, wow, it's so interesting what you say, God. I didn't think about it. I just felt that really Creator is trying to do something, but this is very interesting thought. So let's hope for more H signs from Creator today, and thank you very much, and thank you for all what you do in the word CLE, and you want to say something for the word Klee. Thank you. Wishing all the best. Today will be very important day because we're going to do so many scrutiny again, and it's something amazing going to happen. Just stay tuned here with us. Thank you. Let's move to Narja. She's in the dining room, and I think she has a crazy item for us. Yes, friends, take a look at this table. This is a table for the points in the heart. The new students, these are your points in the hand, and here we have friends that are for a few months studying campus. Introduce some new friends. This is Daniela, and Dan is learning a few months in Holland, and her partner has also started studying. How do you come here for Israel? You came from Holland, and what bring you to the Kabbalah? What is the point on your heart? Come here. It's up Specifically now in this period really. Special to be here with all the friends. To see of them to be motivated to what? Because there is I think no better place. To be right now to really feel all the points in hearts together of the world. CLE and to just grow together you. No be us one, and this is the only place where you can feel it that's for me. So what convinced you to come and sign up for the campus and to study for a few months in campus? She didn't have to tell me anything. I saw her changing before my eyes. I saw her becoming different person, more complete, and it brought me hereby itself. Friends, yes, the friends there. Everything. I'm here to be with them. I feel that they are my home, and something that you might not feel before, and now that you're here with them, my mat home. These friends came back home, whereas one at home friends together, only together. Is it continuing? Downstairs there's a family reunion. The Ken is a great time for a family reunion, yes, quite geography too going on. So what we have here is our unity, and it's also unity all the way to Quardara. You know where's the Quardara unit, dear friend? Wow, is Alex in Goo now? Look at the screen, it's not one T, it's many T. Every time we look at Gadara screen, the smiles, the waist, the big table. Friends, how it feels who you have around this table. So many friends. What is the feeling of the first day of the Congress? Hello friends. Ah, how we feel. Wow, we feel alive, yet we feel alive. And the first thing we can share with you guys is thankfulness. It's our feeling, a full feeling of thankfulness. It's all the friends that came from all Mexico and are here are bringing everybody, bring the con, and we're here trying to make only one piece of it, and we're sure that with this effort of everybody, they kids, we're going to make it. We're totally sure, and we're really happy about it, and the only thing we can say right now is thank you all you guys for bring us to this place. Now let's hold our hands and go together. Thank you. Can you tell us, Alex? Can you tell us how is the atmosphere? Was it when the song was saying, and when we went from the lesson to lesson? Any friends have want to share the feelings that they felt deep in heart when the songs of Nebar was sing last night? Please share. You can speak in Spanish. We will translate you. Please. A lot of feelings to reach here with so many friends, great friends. Truly there's no shape in how to express this with words to thank the Creator that exists, because together we achieved a lot, and we will achieve a lot more. So friends from the world, GLE, do not surrender. We must persist. We must be patient with the Creator, because He's leading us on the right path. Thank you, the Creator. Thank you all the friends. Thank you for the love that simply envelops us, and all the friends that gives us all we need. And this is exactly what humanity needs. The humanity is looking for love, and we are achieving it right now. And as Alex said, there's this feeling of gratitude, and this gratitude is from the heart. The what friends, what an Alec, and I also have someone in my home from Mexico that I'm hosting. That's beautiful, is hosting friends on the World Clean. It's the first time where, after being here 15 years ago at the exhibition halls, so we've been really, doing a bit much, right? A bit. I think it's a good time for a song, so we'll hear the song and we'll get ourselves ready for the preparation of the lesson. Grateful for this tea. Another reason for the strength to rise above. Give us a chance to love. This is my prayer to you. This is my prayer to you. This is my prayer to you. My pray. This is my prayer to you. Be revealed as the source of all life within our common vessel of love. Toll love holy temple. Give you all control. Complete our broken soul. This is my prayer to you. This is my prayer to you. My prayer to this is my prayer to you. My prayer to you. This is my prayer to you. Reach equivalent to form with the Creator, that our qualities will become the same as His, so we can bring the contentment to the Creator. My prayer to you. This is my prayer to you. Pray to you. This is my prayer to you. Pray to you. This is my prayer to you. My pray to you. Beautiful. What's happening behind us? Right, if we can see even more, look what's happening here. That the friends are organizing. There's good food here. I can't even describe this. Smell the salad, and did you see the height of the salad, yeah, and the friends are working so hard, so we have this great privilege that we study the words of the capitalist from A, which gives us explanations for them of them. S, I want to read from the preparation to preparation. It's actually from the lesson number 14, so remind us the topic of the lesson. We walk, walking the footsteps of the cap, and when we hear many things, it's what we follow in our R. You see how R explains word by word in letter number 49. I order you to begin to love one another as yourselves, with all your might, to ache with your friends' pains and rejoice in your friends' joys as much as possible. So people are talking behind us. We want to see clip number 3. Where's giving us from the morning lesson when I see the 10, at least my 10, that they are the people that I need to love as I love myself, and that the hate that I have towards some of them will become love, and in that way I will get to a state that I have a 10, the CLE, the vessels in which I will be able to get to love of the Creator, and that all of my friends that are in the tent, they will be as components of the vessel, and will be parts of my heart that are entirely drawn to the Creator. We're back, friends, yes, we are back, and we are really in the preparation. We can really feel it here, and we also have a discussion if we are going to be talking about the lesson number 4 or stay with lesson number 3. I'm going to come closer to the microphone because there's so much noise of all the bustling from the friend started to fill up here, and it's hard to hear ourselves. It's even a bit hard to listen to hear ourselves. Yeah, our hearing is not that great, but at least our love we can listen to, and AR we can always hear. So we want to walk in the footsteps of the capitalist. Yes, we're walking in the footsteps of the capitalists. Walk in the footsteps of capitalists. We want to listen to clip number 8. I'm working with who's next to me, because in the meantime I cannot feel their spiritual realm. I am with those who are next to me. I can feel them, even physically touch them, and that's enough for me. Therefore we come to the Congress, to such places and time where we can be close to each other physically, and in this corporeal connection we hope to awaken in us a spiritual connection that the Creator, the upper light, will connect between us, get us closer to each other, and it will help us, it will assist us, it will affect us, so that we will be close to each other as one man in one heart. There's this something that when you listen to there's the special vibe, right? You already feel it, you immediately feel it. Also between the friends, when you feel the cause in the hall when they ask them to go down to the dining hall. We're in this vibe of preparation to find our tens where we'll be sitting during the lesson that changes every lesson. That's right, I want to read except number 6, that, well, to soften and to feel and understand that in the simplest person who is not standing out, you'll just see their presence, and you can learn a lot from them on how to enter the heart of everyone. Our work is not in speaking but in internal actions that a person is annulling toward the general public. It's so the general, there's nothing to say about me. Well, yes, you know, I can hardly hear myself with all of the energy here of the excitement, and have good luck to all in the Congress. This is our time to say thank you for everyone who edited this broadcast on Miller Field. Producer, look how many friends worked on this thing. Sager, SH Pers, and NZI the Great. Gil, virtual producer Nadav Chabat, our field correspondent Alex Shapiro, and of course we can say me, and that conducted all of us first and last. And now we will listen to some music as we enter into the lesson. Good luck. Good morning to all the friends. We began our silent preparation for the lesson. Let's try as quick as possible to settle down, sit in our places, try to keep the quiet so that we will all be able to enter the correct intention, and in a few moments we will start with the lesson. Our silent preparation for the lesson. Please find your seat as quick as you can and keep silent so we can all enter our intentions. The third lesson topic is working in the footsteps of the Capitalists, the study material is found in the convention site convention.c.1 and on the ARIT system under the study material tab in relation to asking questions that we will have whoever is sitting in the front part of the hall here and wants to ask a question when RAR invites us to ask questions. Raise your hand if R gives you the permission to talk. Leave your hand in the air because they're ushers with microphones with red hats. Guys, stand up for a second. There's around you ushers. Yes, exactly, they're around you, but hold your hand up high so that they will see who to give the microphone to. That's in the front part of their hall. Whoever is sitting in the backside of their hall, there is a question stand that you have to come close to. Where's that stand? You see it, everyone. They're here in the middle there. Okay, that's the question station, meaning yesterday I saw that people are sitting very far back in the end and they're going like this. There's no benefit in that because even if you get permission to ask, you'll have to wait for 5 minutes before you get a microphone. You want to ask in the back, come to the middle, sit next to the ushers until you get permission to ask in the AR system. As usual, you can put your question marks up in order to signify that you have a question. See, no one needs to talk, we just need to listen. Let's say from now as if Rob is here and we're quiet, we're all silent so that he won't enter into the noise like yesterday. That's it. Now we agreed. Silence, the characteristic of this convention, is very internal, so please ask questions that are on topic of what Rob is teaching, not something else. Dissemination, social matters, things are happening for us in your country that some other time. About translation and the volume in your earphones. Whoever's receiving translation, put your earbuds into your ears so that the noise doesn't spread around you and bother others. Friends from the world CLE who are in and are connected to their VOT system, to their tens, please move to audio mode. Audio mode so that the bandwidth consumption is minimal and everyone will be able to remain connected. Friends from Israel asked not to connect to the Wi-Fi but use their data plan, and everyone make sure that your phones are either shut off or in silent mode so that we will have no disturbances. Let's all make sure that our phone is on silence and there's no notification that could possibly ring and bother us. Okay, we're starting the third lesson, Kabbalah, convention and the topic of strengthening in the 10, and the topic of the third lesson is walking in the footsteps. Again, walking in the footsteps of the Kabbalists. Lesson number 3 in the convention, strengthening. The 10 is the topic of the convention, and lesson number 3's topic is walking in the footsteps of the Kabbalists. Are please walking in the footsteps of their cysts. It's lesson number 3, and the footsteps of the Kabbalists. Let's enter that and then continue into all kinds of other directions you would like to ask on and discuss with joy. Lesson number 3, walking in the footsteps of the cyst. Excerpt number 1. Fern Bassam, come and see how grateful we should be to our teachers who impart us their sacred lights and dedicate their souls to do good to our souls. They stand in the middle between the path of harsh torment and the path of repentance. They save us from the nether world, which is harder than death, and accustom us to reach the heavenly pleasures, the sublime gentleness and pleasantness that is our share, ready and waiting for us from the very beginning. As we have said above, each of them operates in his generation according to the power of the light of teaching and sanctity. Our sages have already said, you have not a generation without such as Abraham, Isaac and Jacob. We need to try and invest plenty of effort in order to correctly depict how much each and every says those who wrote for us, who told us, who composed their text, their books, how much they tried, made tremendous efforts to deliver us our Torah, how to exert, how to rise, how to connect, how to open the heart and the ears in order to try and attain what they are trying to give to us, and how much they exerted and laboured, and they expect us to reciprocate with a similar effort in order to enter into contact with them mutually and will be able to attain what they prepared for us, and we will respect them, hold them in high regard, connect between us and to them, and understand how we can save ourselves from this difficult life and rise to a spiritual degree. Prepared it all for us, and we just need to use it correctly. Again, come and see how grateful we should be to our teachers who impart us their sacred lights and dedicate their souls to do good to our souls. They stand in the middle between the path of harsh torments and the path of repentance. They save us from the nether world, which is harder than death, and accustom us to reach the heavenly pleasures, the sublime gentleness and the pleasantness that is our share, ready and waiting for us from the very beginning. As we have said above, each of them operates in his generation according to the power of the light of his teaching and sanctity. Our sages have already said, you have not a generation without such as Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Bam writes this for us. Questions dear of who is the Kabbalist. Kabbalist is one who can rise above his will to receive, with the will to bestow that he's trying to develop in him. He begins to feel the upper force. He acquires the Creator in his feeling, and he continues this way. More and more he continues to extend the upper force through him and to others around him. They lose nothing but to pass something to us is equal to receiving, because they're already in a state of bestow, where bestow is higher than any form of reception. It's in here that they give their soul for completing our souls. It's in here that we're on a path of harsh torments, which are harder than death. If I understand, that's where the world is going, but this is a temporary state. What does it mean? That they're awakening us to reach the peaks of pleasure that expect us. We are expecting pleasure from connection with the Creator, from his revelation, and when he's revealed, we rise up to his degree, and we will be there and attain the true picture of the world. I need to be thankful that I received knowledge from them for reception. It's like reception. I have to say thank you, but they could have not passed it on as well. They could have just advanced themselves, but they made here some additional effort to pass all of this to us and not just develop themselves. Sisters receive or acquire the qualities of the upper world, and that is why they acted this way. Central achievement for them is for the whole world to understand what they are trying to pass to him to it. The whole world will succeed in receiving the upper world that fills the upper light that fills the world. You got it. Are they suffering for not succeeding? Yes, if this process doesn't complete itself fully openly to everyone, to all created beings, then they suffer. Do you also have such a sensation as this unpleasant feeling? Yes, it is similar to parents or teachers who are teaching kids and see how despite their efforts they aren't successful in their work with their students. No thank you very much. Rara little refinement. We meet with our 10, we read a certain excerpt, then we build the intention. This intention, what should it include with it, so that we will be able to join this method. Our teachers were asking to be joined to their soul, to their method, to their desires. What is it that we have to ask for? We have to ask to start understanding what Kabbalists want from us and be ready for it. What is the correct gratitude to our great teachers and you, and what should this gratitude be expressed? Gratitude should be expressed by following their footsteps, the walk in the path that they reveal to us step by step, and we understand that in this way we keep their desire. Now I see you, and I want to use this opportunity to thank you for all your efforts, for devoting your entire life to the wisdom of Kabbalah and to its dissemination in the whole world. Immense gratitude. Thank here if our great teachers Bassam and Rash in their internal work. How can we express this gratitude? The main thing is to try and keep their advice, and then in this way rise spiritually. That's it. Thank you very much. did Kabbalists have in the past 100,000 years before any imagination about us? Can. Yes, certainly, generally speaking, they feel, they understand, they can see the deterioration of the generations, and how in each generation there will be people who will want to open up the wisdom of Kabbalah and to retain the Creator. And now today in this reality they are with this, yes, whether they are now also with us. They're Kabbalists, yes, certainly. Spiritual world, there's no passage of time like in our world, so they are certainly present, and they feel what's happening with us and how we implement what they told us. More great have just us standing here, each of them operates in his generation according to the power of light is the power of light. Increasing, what can we do? With each passing day we need to check ourselves and see how capable are we of observing what Kabbalists said, each one on his level, on his with his style, and try to realize, to keep, to observe what they said, and by that we'll feel ourselves ascending the ladder of degrees and reach the highest state possible. What regarding what you just said right now, there is a reality, the mind wonders, we get distracted. I sit in the lesson and sometimes I think not even 10% goes in. Is there a way for us to individually improve, like we get more from the lesson, more hear each lesson several times, discuss the lesson topic with the friends, and this way it gets absorbed in us more. It's like talking with each other. Does that help us improve afterwards? Of course, because our thoughts, our desires, our tendencies and inclinations, they all work on each other, and consequently we become more capable of absorbing what systs are discussing. What does it mean that each have brought his light, his Torah to us? Each one of them rose from the animal degree like a person born in our world, and afterwards acquired more and more of the quality of bestow, the connection of love, by which kept ascending to the highest degrees. Each one of them described more or less his state, his path, his own path, and from that we can learn. Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob are human beings, yes, not qualities, of course. Have a question from Michael from Italy. How the work that we're doing here, how will it influence all of humanity and what's happening around us? Question Dom from Italy. How does the work that we're doing here in the convention, how will it impact all of humanity, everything that's happening around us? Of course it will influence, of course it will have an impact. We are connected to all people in our, at least in our generation, and the more we ascend and approach the connection with the Creator, then through us this connection will influence all of humanity today and in general. That's why we need to try and be correctly connected between us and help each and every one of us understand the lessons, become acquainted with the articles, and open up the heart of each and everyone toward everyone else. Thank you, Kakan. Thank you very much for the possibility to ask. From Kazakhstan. It is written, and each operates in his generation, meaning that it's seemingly exists here and now as far as time as well. If you could enhance this answer, each one of the Kabbalists who attains the upper world and the Creator can explain to us in what way we are connected between us and with them, and through us to the Creator, so in practice all of us make up one unified system in which everyone is helping everyone else to attain the Creator, to connect with Him and to pass this connection to others. We now feel you and you transferring to us what has come from their understanding, or do we also need to feel them? We have to try and learn from our teachers how hard they try to pass it all to us. We have to try pass it on. Thank you. Good morning. Is there a common ear to the tea? I can't see it quite, but it has to be. Is this something we need to build between us or ask for it? Yea, we will see, either to ask for it or to build it. Thank you, Ra. What does it mean that Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob exist in us, inside of a person, and how much of that can we really attain? We can attain all the qualities that are in Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and used them. Fully good morning, Aravi, good morning to the whole wonderful CLE. I have a question: how much in what direction are we influenced from the root of our soul? Only in the direction of the end of correction, meaning it guides us along the way as well. Yes, thank ye from the exert to reach the pleasure, the sublime greatness. The question is, I understand it's not some personal pleasure, rather when we all together ascend, not just Israel, but also are the world nations of the world, or will it somehow be revealed also? Personally, you should work according to how you're being taught, and don't jump head forward, it won't help you. It simply motivates. On one hand, we have to work without reward and not to think about theirs. Somewhere pleasure that's ready for us. You have to work without reward, or with a reward, which is the acquisition of the spiritual qualities. Our next excerpt from Bassam of the article, what is the measure of faith in the AV? One must trust the opinion of his R and believe what his R tells him. It means that one should go as his R told him to do, and although he sees many arguments and many teachings that do not go hand in hand with the opinion of his R, he should nevertheless trust the opinion of his. Again, one must trust the opinion of his RAV and believe what his RAV tells him. It means that one should go as his R told him to do, and although he sees many arguments and many teachings that do not go hand in hand with the opinion of his RAV, he should nevertheless trust the opinion of his R. Lot questions, we see that the body always agrees with his R. Even the will to receive easily nullifies himself before the opinion of his R. But what does it mean to go against one's R's opinion? What does it really mean? Against it means to follow your ego. It can be any other way. Noah, friend from the Mirror Convention, Inan, is asking, what is this nether world which is harsher than death? The question comes from the first X was written there, that the Kabbalists save us from the nether world which is harder than death. So the friend is asking, what is the nether world which is harder than death? It's when a person cannot do, cannot keep what's revealed to him, and he enters such a fall descent that he feels himself disqualifying the path, and he cannot keep what with the Kabbalists gave him. Then his path becomes a harder than death. Number 3. Yes, each time one equalizes one's form with one's R, he adheres to him for a time. As a result, he obtains the knowledge and thoughts of the Rav according to his measure of adhesion, as we explained it in the allegory. But the organ that has been cut off from the body and was reunited with it, for this reason the student can use his Rav's attainment of the Creator's greatness, which inverts bestow into reception and sufficient fuel to give one's heart and soul. That time the student too will be able to engage in tea, and with his every heart and soul, which is the remedy that yields eternal adhesion with the Creator. Again, every time one equalizes one's form with one's R, he adheres to him for a time. As a result, he obtains the knowledge and thoughts of the R according to his measure of adhesion, as we explain in the allegory about the organ that has been cut off from the body and was reunited with it. For this reason, the student can use his R's attainment of the Creator's greatness, which inverts bestow into reception and sufficient fuel to give one's heart and soul. At that time, this student too will be able to engage in with his very heart and soul, which is the remedy that yields eternal adhesion with the Creator. Questions. Hi R. What does it mean to equalize one's form with forms of RA? R, just as he is now in some form of contact with the Creator, we can receive from him different forms of attitude toward the created being. So he activates himself and he arranges himself. What effort do students should make to equalize his form with the form of R? Adian in his R as much as possible. Thank you so much, beloved. It was said here that you can use the attainment of the greatness of the R, which inverts ball to reception and the fuel. How does it become fuel. How does that happen so in our world? When we begin to feel the attainment of something, feel great force in it, and in this way we can approach this goal and acquire it. I wanted to ask you all want to transfer life to us. What is the condition where? Here we read yesterday that it really gives great forces. What's the condition that we can observe now in order to open up somewhat towards the reception of this light? For that you need to be connected to learn together with the who are discussing to try and realize this in the connection between you. Try to turn to the Creator together and by that in this way you will receive forces from Him, meaning it's upon us also outside of the lesson to continue this kind of wearing between us with our teachers and between us. No microphone. Thank you. It's not so clear from the translation. I'd like to be more precise. Here I didn't quite understand the student can use and receive the attainments of his R to the extent of his adhesion to him, because specifically in the same measure of devotion to his. I remember that in the past you said that the devotion to is a law, without that we can't receive anything. Okay, so in the past you said that all of is in your heart, and you in the heart of Rabash and Rabash in the heart of and it's all actually talking about one heart. Okay, what difference does it make? One heart. Let's say okay, so we always repeat what you say, that your teacher is Rabash and Bassam, but before that you also said that Bam wrote the study of T, and that's actually the commentary to the Z, and the Z is a commentary to the Torah. That's what I heard from you. So this heart throughout this cascading and generational thing of where does it reaches a root from our hearts, it rises up to the highest degree, meaning that the channel of I don't like to use all kinds of names. It means nothing to us. It just confuses us up to the highest degree. Okay, so as far as our devotion, how does it impact this entire general heart? You are incorporated in the same system. You're working in it according to your efforts. So we can say that this heart expands to the dimensions of the entire world. Yes, I understood merit correctly. Does R always accompany the student? Is it something that's always there, meaning that the upper one towards the lower one always, just like B to Rash and Rash to you and you to us? Yes, a connection. If so, the teacher accompanies the student always for always. Yes, that's great, thank you. In relation to devotion to one's, it's really difficult to measure these inner efforts. Are there some external criteria that can point to the fact that I'm devoted to my Rav to keep his commandments in the group and the study and everything? Let's see, morning lesson, meeting with friends, everything that he thinks is necessary for the student you must keep. I would simply like to be more precise. We're all in different conditions. How do I know that I maximally am adhere to my R, or can I somehow gap the differences? Act as much as you can. That's it. Thank you. You said that we need to build or to ask. What's the difference between them? That's a question from on. To build or to ask. Yes, it's two different things. To build is so, but we have to build to ask when we don't know something, and we just want to ask for it in order for us to be able to advance. I can't let you ask each time. It will be endless. Good day. Thank you, teacher. Question on the way of correction. Do we teach the will to receive, to enjoy this do us? Again, do we teach the desire to receive, to enjoy best? Eventually, yes. Can I ask another question resembling the Rav? Can we do so through dissemination? Yes, thank you. Next. Number 4. Yes, number 4. Bam says, I order you to begin to love one another as yourselves with all your might, to ache with your friends' pains and rejoice in your friends' joys as much as possible. Again, I order you to begin to love one another as yourselves with all your might, ache with your friends' pains and rejoice in your friends' joys as much as possible. For foreign speech, foreign. How can my friend convince me because I don't have the forces? That's the question. We need to show all our friends how much we love them, and that the relations between us should be like those that which is between people who love each other. That's it. Psalm says, I order you to begin to love one another as yourselves with all your might, to ache with your friends' pains just like one loves oneself, and to ache with our friends' pains and rejoice with their joys as much as possible, truly unlimited. Okay, no, well, women, we don't know what is love. How can we develop love towards the friends we love, ourselves, and what our body wants? Each tries to observe. That's how we need to feel the others as well. Thank you. Okay, there's this subtlety here. Bam says, I order you. He doesn't say I recommend. This says I order you. What is the meaning of that? That he really, it's like he's giving a command that we must observe what he says. Okay, yes, about this order, this command, he says, begin to love one another as your Elias with all your might, and to ache with your friends' pains, and to rejoice. You mentioned that each one here loves themselves, himself or herself, and does whatever the body wants, and that's how we have to feel the other. But either I feel the other or I don't. What does it mean to begin? What is this the meaning of this? Begin to love. What is the order here? That a person needs every day to obligate himself to come to a state in which he feels the friends and what they want. He observes as if he's in their body. The souls of the Kabbalist are very special. How are those souls connected with the general soul? They are there to begin with. That's where their root is, in the general soul. You wanted to ask, when I go through the study of Kabbalah, I feel this article like inner work, meaning I thinking about my friends more than for myself, and it's the inner work, because my friends in my ten and are beautiful, and they never have some problems. T.S. Ma'am make us demand to feel the pain, the ache of the friend, when we can't even deal with our own aches and pains. What will make us begin to feel the pain, the ache of the friend, when we are unable to feel and deal with our own aches and pains? But if we try to come closer to the friend, we start to ask the Creator to give us the possibility to feel her, the friend, like we feel ourselves. It's a matter of prayer, and this is how we come to a state in which at last the Creator gives us the possibility to feel the friend and to incorporate with her in one heart. I still feel myself in corporality, I'm not in spirituality. To love someone requires our worry, care from someone, so loving someone can also be scary. I hope it's not the same. Fear in spirituality, I hope there's no fear in love and spirituality. You're right, it is accompanied by fear, and it's something we will talk about. For the time being, we don't have sufficient discernments for such states. Soon we'll feel it and talk about it. Thank you, Ken. We have friends who are distant from us corporally, wherever they are geographically. What kind of example can we offer them so they would want to come closer to the 10 once again, and require the desire for attention, simply for them to know what we're engaged in, what we're working on, what we're talking about, where we want to reach, how we are advancing, and then each time they'll decide whether they have a way with us or not. Okay, Ken, to their friend from Romania, is asking, how can we rise above the illusion of a thing and its opposite in order to reach a perception of reality that is all one, like the Kabbalists have? This is so with the sea, because they attained it this way. Spirituality for them was also in all the opposite ways, and against them, etc. And later they discovered that there's one root, and we need to come closer to it. This is the way, this is the path. Okay, yes, can it? Yes, ma'am. We're grateful to the 10 and to the World CLE for having the possibility of being with you here today. We're grateful to the Creator for the opportunity to connect. I have 2 questions. First, the acceleration and upbringing closer of the end of correction. Does that depend on us touching the state somehow, and later to study it and to grow stronger in it? In this action there's a variety of different steps, and you will feel it and you'll be able to move through it in a way that you won't err. And meanwhile, it's very early to talk about this thing. Second, question the quality of connection with the friend depends on my personal decision from being queer to my friends. Yes, thank you. What is the best way to participate, to take part in the friends? As she's asking about the text Bam wrote, he begins to love. Quote number 4, I order you to begin to love one another as yourselves, with all your might, to ache with your friend pains and rejoice in your friend's joys, as much as possible. Yes, well, so the friend is asking about the aching or with your friend's pain or sorrow. Can you explain ache with your friend's pains as much as possible? It simply means that I am to blame, as if I'm to blame for the friend doing some action that was not corrected, and now he is deserving us of a certain punishment for it. I'm afraid to open the heart to the friends because I'm afraid that no one would want to love me the way I am. So what to do, how to open up toward the friends if it's so scary? Slowly, it's clear that if each of us were to open before the others all that's in one's heart, then we will just hate each other. Thank you. How to truly open the heart in that case? You say that we're capable of hating one another, but we're also advancing towards opening of the heart. How do we do it? To the extent in which we can, to the extent in which we can come closer to one another, tolerate one another, help one another. To that same extent we manage to correct ourselves. Sometimes it seems like it's happening like a surprise or a gift. We don't really have control over this process. We just talk with the friend, we see it, and suddenly the heart opens. Can we learn to understand these actions, to feel what is the cause and consequence that will come? Gradually it will come. There are too many women with their hands up in the air. There, how can we reinforce, increase the point of adhesion with the creator? What do you need that? For we want to be together with. You know, each needs to work for himself. The love and connection between us help us correct the soul. You will see it the more you are connected to one another. You'll be able to help each other advance. How does this connection happen? Through times and places. It's not a matter of your mind. Ma'am, okay, it's best that you sit, listen, rather than asking such questions in the air. Yes, I chose Laitman to be my R with. There. That's mental, thoughtful decision I made. But I'm looking at people who are very close to Rar, and I'm impressed. I'm even envious of how they approach Rar. They sit with him, they go through things with him, and still maintain that distance that creates inspiration and longing and a certain special respect. Because when I approach someone, my impression drops. It becomes almost I take it for granted. How do they do it? How do they maintain such a reverence, as if it's the greater, as if it's something so out of reach? I want to know how to do it. They're thinking about themselves and giving themselves the possibility to come close only to the extent in which they acquire fear. That's it. How do we do it? At ask them. Where are we? 5, 6. 5 number 5 Bam says, you should believe that your teacher bodily matters are truly engagements of the soul. This is why sages said it did not say learned but poured, implying that serving is greater than learning. A student should be in true annulment before the teacher in the full sense of the word, for then he unites with him, and he can perform salvations in his favor. Student cannot adhere to his teacher's soul as it is above his attainment. A student should be in true annulment. I'm sorry, you should believe that your teacher's bodily matters are truly engagements of the soul. This is why our sages said it did not say learned, but poured, implying that serving is greater than learning. A student should be in true annulment before the teacher in the full sense of the word, for then he unites with him, and he can perform salvations in his favor. A student cannot adhere to his teacher soul as it is above his attainment. Okay, clear? Yes, thank you. I came here to Israel against many odds. Creator removed many obstacles and temptations, and when I arrived I felt I cannot learn, and instead of learn I bed by love of friends, and I wanted to thank you and thank them for that. In the article we read, a student should be in true annulment before that teacher in the full sense of the word. What does it mean, full sense of the word? I don't think it's something you can explain, but rather, each is impressed from this condition according to the extent in which one nullifies himself. That's it. Thank you. Yes, thank you. RAV over here it says that the teacher bodily matters are truly engagements of the soul. Can you give us examples of what this means? Is it like your health are things like that? It's written in excerpt number 5. Said you should believe that your teachers as bodily matters are truly engagements of the soul. So Bry is asking about your teachers bodily matters. Can you give an example? What we're talking about is it, for example, to care about Rob's health. What either your teachers as bodily matters, also the health, also everything that has to do with his teacher. Student needs to be in care for, because that's the difference between them, that which belongs to the soul on a higher degree. It says like it belongs to the body on a lower degree. Okay, one more question. So for example, it says here that a student cannot adhere to his teacher's soul as it is above his attainment. So for example, the Rav is not getting younger, and we see the Rav is not as strong as he was 10 years ago, and so on. So what's the correct way to relate to seeing the Rav in this state and still being able to follow in his footsteps every day? Try and observe that which R recommends to do, as by that a student will connect to the Creator and reach his correct and true state. Okay, so how do we correctly restrict the rule to receive? So how do we correctly relating the wrong way to what is seeing and the influence of the surrounding lights that we tend to get from everything around us? Didn't understand the question. We need to not use our will to receive, but rather only the desire to bestow. That's it. I don't see in this anything. I see no room here for scrutinies or arguments. It's simply not. There's no room for it. It's not a given. That's it. Kent, dear, there is a friend in my 10 that very often says sorry. There's a friend in my attendance that very often says that the RAF is found in the center of the 10, and as much as we are trying to keep the center of the tent between us in our connection, that much we are closer to the where this is true. I didn't understand. Rosie has a friend in the 10 who says that the Rav is found in the center of the tent. Yes, and more we try to approach the center of the 10, the same degree we are approaching the R. Is that correct? Can feel this effort to keep the center of the T in order to be closer to the Rav. He's asking, does R feel our efforts to approach the center of the 10 to be closer to him? The R feels the result. So is this a way to serve the R also? If you can see that? Yes, back there by the wall. Question from the 10. N. How can the entire 10 come closer to adhering in the right? Should we do for that in the 10? Learn what R says and observe his. Well, that's it. Yes, good morning, Rob. I'm Amy from Canada, but I'm representing Philippines. WH1. This is my first time in Israel, and my question is how can we know if we're serving the right way without learning it first? But you can depict to yourselves what my desire is for you to learn our books and observe the actions and the groups and all that we do in order to attain spiritual degrees. That's a meaning altogether. My desire is precisely adapted to the tier desire if you want to reach the spiritual degree. Okay, wonderful. No other questions? Yes, thank you. The feeling of someone else's pain, it's a very huge feeling. How do we also heal the pain of their friend? By an embrace. That's it. Thank you can. Good. Hello. I never in my life had I had emptiness. I had parents, but I didn't have and For there was a moment in which I felt that you are my rar, and I told myself I simply decided you are my R, and this felt like a new spiritual degree, a much higher connection, very intimate in God. Also this intimacy with the Creator. What sort of process is this when we choose? Or what influence does it have when we decide and we choose the rough some science, and then they select a teacher, choose a teacher for themselves, and they draw closer to him. They ask him questions, they listen to him, and this is how they draw closer. This is how the whole system of a learning is structured. Everywhere is it truly a higher degree when I don't have just a teacher but I have a R. Yes, because we were learning a very specific, very special subject, because we need to learn from a person whom we call teacher. We also call him the other deity who shows the path, and when I want to develop according to his path, this is why in addition to like regular study, there are additional conditions for me. Felt as if this was the most important decision of my life to decide for my R, that this is my path. Everything will come in its due time, and thank you very much that you are my R. No shalom, because we don't have the possibility to nullify directly towards the R, but rather through the 10. Is it possible to say as if the 10 is the R? Yes, in relation to the 10 you can make the same actions as you do to the RV. And what is the RV? RV, he can be someone you can't even feel, so then I need to serve the friends like the R. Hold on, yes, right next to you. World. Question, could it be that through the 10, if we pray through the 10 and we include the R into our connection, then we can feel him as a not just as our R, but also as a friend you can. Thank you very much, Rar. Is love a spiritual connector to the upper world? Because I'm worried when you're not here. My greatest worry is what will be when you're not here. If we are relying on Rar as a physical body with us, may what will happen, don't worry. The body, the material body, is not going to be any barrier between us. Sorry, my microphone fell off. The material body is not going to be an impediment between us. Okay, it's good for us to know. The other question I had was what we read before. The order we were given is to love the friends with all our mights, with all ourselves, and we should experience the pain as if the pain is our pain. The pain that the Kabbalist talks about, it sound to me like a spiritual pain, because it's as though the inability to connect is already a pain by itself, and it causes suffering, and that has to be felt by us, rather than judge the friend, to pray for the friend, because it's like the biggest block to even what you teach. And is it the pain that we have to get to this point where we feel it and raise that prayer for the friend rather than judge the friends, can ultimately, when the friends, yes, are given the power to bestow and rise above the ego, that's joy that the Kabbalist talks about, is the point where we have to give gratitude for what the Kabbalist have done for us. Is that the joy that the Kabbalist talks about? Okay, thank you. Yes, no shars off. Shom towards the end. It's written next 5, the last sentence. A student cannot adhere to his teacher's soul as it is above his attainment. What does it mean that it's impossible to be adhered? It's impossible. Can you sharpen a bit maybe? No, what is does mean that it's above his attainment, because his soul, his rough soul, is higher than what the student can attain. So it's as if we cannot adhere to the raw soul. No, and we're seemingly learning now that what's upon us to do is to be adhered to everything that the teacher is teaching. Yes, go ahead, try, and nonetheless it's impossible, virtually impossible, my friend. From my T sent a question, it's hard to feel the friend, and because there's a certain filter that goes through our ego. Can we from a neutral place feel the sorrow of the friend and also her joy? How can we identify with this if it's even possible? It's possible to feel your friend if we truly ask the Creator and simply give our whole soul to attach, to adhere to the Front, can I ask another question please? A long time ago, when I started to learn the wisdom of Capper, I heard that it's possible to love the teacher thereof, even more than one's father, and I thought no, it's impossible. Because I was very close to my father. Now I understand that it is possible. As usual, you're right, because you gave us, and you do give us, spiritual life. How important then is it to continue or to adhere to our teacher, to our, and to continue his words? How does it strengthen our 10? For many years I feel your heart and the extent to which you're always trying to draw closer and closer to my heart, and this gives me a great feeling. Thank you. Yes, D, what do you have said previously? 1 second, he said. That you asked, do you feel our efforts to come closer to the center of the 10? And you said that you feel the results, you feel our results, because you can have many efforts, but the result of those efforts, I'm looking now at the convention, because it's an important part, and we're prepared for in the moment that we gathered here. What is the result that you feel from this right now? I feel that this Congress is bringing us, leading us to unity and in the direction or towards an ascension, that the kind of which I did not anticipate. I just did not anticipate it. We are in recent times received a big great burdening of the heart, and despite that we truly want to rise above this burdening, this hardening of the heart, and to adhere to the spiritual. I'm very happy that we were not agreeing with the state of descent, just the opposite. We want to strengthen one another and to rise. Thank you, all of you. My question is, what additional efforts can we add in order to amplify the connection of the ascent more and more? What else? This is something that each and everyone must feel. Where else? Where is that space where he can add and to take care of himself in that space, so that to fulfill what he's still missing on the side of the friends? It's really felt this huge demand. What else can we do to really use this day even internally? Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about. I'm not talking about external actions, even though you're doing that as well. I think that we have a half of this lesson still, and then the next lesson, and between the lessons and in the end we have another event that will unify us, unity activity. We still have time and the opportunity to overcome, to grow closer, and to achieve success. What result should we reach? To feel that we are in one heart, that we don't need anything beyond that. This truly can be our greatest success. To duty we learn in order for the lower on to rise to the upper one needs to raise. And yes, you as our upper one. What do you need from us so that this ascent will happen? Only unity, only the unity between you in your aspiration to rise together. What more can be considered? This connection that will raise us. What else? Only the unity for each and everyone to grab onto his front and to desire to rise together. Where, Kim, if you're looking now at the whole world group, where would you have wanted it to be at the end of them, to be at the end of the Congress? I never set any specific goals for myself in a clear way, but what I do set for myself is the possibility to know, and the result of this as will be whatever comes down from above. So how can we amplify our ability to nullify that? We'll be able to nullify even more only the unity between you and between all of the tens, all of the parts of the tens that are wherever they are in their own countries. We need to unite everyone in one heart, then care. Well, no, go ahead next to the pillar. Good morning, said that is the school students know how to keep a distance, and I wanted to ask if the rash brought rough closer is the guarding of this space. Who does it depend on the arrow or student? You need to discover this for yourself. Thank you. It is a very good question, the correct question, but the answer is that you need to give the answer yourself. Also said the 10 could be S. There are, in that sense, can we keep the distance or not? Yet we cannot do this yet, cannot accomplish it yet the 10 cannot yet be in the place of RA but in the future. Yes, okay, thank you. Well, okay, yes, go ahead. Each one of us here wants to express gratitude to in one way or another for the path that's not below reason, but above reason, the way that you leading us. How can we use the suffering of the inability, this close connection, and this gratitude for your love when we're uniting between the friends we imagine that we're hugging them and raising them to the Creator? Is on deficiency of love can we express it in the way that we will unite around you and we pull ourselves after you, and that is sent to the Creator? I don't know. Try can't say that no you should not, that would be incorrect on the other, and I don't want to pull you towards me to me. Keep trying, you will find the right solution. Thank you. Okay. Yes, regarding the gratitude, of course, we all hear of different, but as we understand at the 10 we nonetheless collect these opinions. Whether they're opposing or they go in line with it doesn't matter, because we're aspiring to what's being revealed, and it's probably correct to see that whatever is being revealed between us is how we reveal rough between us, and the question is the scrutiny and the workshops after before the lessons when we're reading the source materials and so forth. That's seemingly not enough. We need some work with the 10 after that, as there needs to be some these constant aspirations to find the R between us. Is that correct? Probably. Thank you. Why is it only the women are asking? Are there we go? I have a question about the friend. So I understood that this is a vessel for connection, and but friend has a sorrow in his egoistic life, and then he has a sorrow in the direction of connection, and the Creator question: how do we work with a friend sorrow, because it seems to be as very important from the point of view of their prayer. Try and connect with him, and thus you will share in his suffering for him to not feel so bad. Is that a prayer I need to ask from the Creator? Yes, it's a prayer and an action. I have a friend for half a year that he's studying the tar, and he also wants to ask a question. Go ahead, good dear. I wanted to ask spiritual or sensitivity. Yesterday I heard from my friends that during their congress certain friends they cry that this is the light filling them up. Overfilling them is their space for this. Yes, no. How do we build a connection? And my point in the heart too, and I need to ask from the 10 for them to build this connection in general. What is the form of this connection? Where exactly does it happen? What is it? You will reveal this for yourself soon. Yes, next question. Continuing, the friend from Spain and an Eka got a question from Scandinavia, and it's really felt for them how they need to open the heart to connection to the friends. And if I can add right now that we are in a calm where we can hug the friends and really be next to them, so how can we open up the heart in such a way that even if we're in huge distances between us and there are no friends next to us, but nonetheless for us to feel them and open up the heart in this connection? No, well, it all depends on our sensations. That's why it doesn't matter where we are physically, but it depends only on our desire to be together, to be incorporated into one another. Okay. Yes, sometimes it's felt this work, and to feel together that it's above reason, and they also want to know how can we use this above reason in order to come closer to one another. Above reason for now for us it can be against desire, against our decisions, and then we will be able to understand it better. What does it mean, the decisions against our desires, when we would have liked to think to shape ourselves in such a way, but we are going to do the exact opposite? It's a question that comes up often about the actions that we need to do. What does it mean to do an opposite action? I don't know. Give me an example and I'll tell you how it would be the opposite. I don't think that's a problem. In the meantime, a lot of the actions that we do is to send little tastes of their lessons. It's things that we want to do, and sometimes things awaken us of Things we want to do, and we to do we need to do opposite from that. What does that mean? That it's the opposite, and what do we do? That will come with time. It will. Can thank you. No. Gain and be. Good morning, Rob and world. Queen question from a friend from the 10. How can we? 3. We didn't have a signal for a few seconds. What is the difference between idol worship and a tear? Of where's the border between them? Russin the work in idol worshipping is what we need to shape, and to cancel meaning the work. What Rob says. This is what we need to study and carry out to make all the right actions towards TSM. We had to break down a disruption in the broadcast, so we apologize right there. On one hand, we need to open up the heart gradually in order not to hate one another. It's like entering into the left line in order to connect it with the next side on the right side, and on the other hand is the action of opening the heart. Is it a certain stage in the recognition of evil, or is the opening of the heart the next step right after that? What is the result of the opening of the heart? I cannot give you an answer to this question. It is completely outside the bounds of our study. These are the details of connection. You need to be less smart, and then you're going to achieve more of the correct actions. Work more on your ego. Yes, in order to feel the friend. Do the two of us need to open our hearts? Yes, as the opening of the heart, I'll always go through pain more or less. Through efforts, can I feel just my own pain within the friend? Know just what's close to me. Know it can be different. Last question. If the friend has a certain pain which I don't recognize, what are my actions to search? No, thank you. Oh, put it's written that you need to love the friends and be with together with them. Enjoy and in pain. It's like in family relations, but these are physical things. So it turns out we have these optimal conditions, but Carber itself is not a simple method. Be salam, and all these articles are for the time when people used to do these things physically nonetheless, and most of our whereas for us most of the 10s are virtual. It's hard for us to build this connection from a distance, or is it even simpler? This is simply the more suitable method for our time. That's it. We're like these pioneers without any experience. Each new generation is such. Each generation, I wanted to clarify, people used to live in caves, and now in our times, until our times, they used to see each other, and now just very few tents can have such a connection. How can I love someone like if I never seen them physically, and maybe I never will see them physically? Maybe I understand them, their situation, but I cannot incorporate into them, although there could be something terrible that's happening to them, or some joys that they're experiencing. What do we do? Nothing. The life will demand the understanding that the changes is in everyone, so without physical contact we learn how to right away feel it virtually. I don't know, maybe nothing will work out. I am not going to tell you what you want to hear. Don't you understand? It's better for you to sit and think. Yes, Lar was asking regarding the love of friends. How can we know if this feeling of love to the friends is true, or if it's stemming from my confusion? Let him continue. The getting closer, connecting with the friends, and then you'll see from the most important thing is to always be aimed towards this. Well, women, go ahead. Thanks for letting question be salam. Said that a student towards the teacher, towards his our need to be incomplete nullification. How can we help one another to push one another towards this ification towards the R, and in general, how can the women's CLE can help the men's CLE to reach the nullification toward RAR? Simply continue, and gradually, bit by bit, everything will fall into place. It will become clear, and the nearest future. Men over there. 2 questions are first question, and the questions that we ask. I feel that I'm searching for a certain corporal confidence or security. How can we circumvent this desire to feel a certain security? Frun, RAR unite more Right, so the second question connecting to the unity previously Aker said that we need to demand connection. Basically, we need to see a greater picture of connection. How do we succeed in seeing this greater picture of connection, or do we demand it? This greater picture of connection you can demand, but you don't even know what is. That's it. So how do we reach it? How do we jump the prayer to the Creator for Him to do it, for Him to show you the form of the next unity, the next degree of unity? Thank you. You were already asked yesterday. Today, Ken Congress. Hello everyone. The Congress is truly blowing up the mind and the heart, but nonetheless I have a desire to scrutinize something, and one of the parts you said that Bal Salam is the only person who really sat at the Creator's table, and the great sages are revealing their wisdom like it's written in there, and it's spilling all this out upon us. This tar and we in the work in the 10, according to the method of Rash, and we're truly going fully after our, yet we cannot get closer to a soul as it's written. I have a certain maybe anxious thought that maybe not in this body, but at a certain point we too will be able to sit at the Creator's table. Is that correct, or is that too audacious? The question is correct, and you try to answer it correctly. You won't answer it. No, I don't want to steal from you. Thank you. Yes, we see you as a rar. What is your request from us? So that you see us as your students. That's the question I ask. You have one thing only: hold on to each other, and all of you together hold on to the Creator, and this will lead you to complete salvation and redemption from all of the evils of this world, and the attainment of the highest degrees of the spiritual world. Thank you. Well, girls, ladies, thank you. Honourable R, I have a question. The true nullification towards the is it depicted in this excerpt? Can we translate it to the modern world? That where there is equality and individuality. What do we learn from this about the role of the teacher, about the spiritual leader in towards the contemporary society? To learn what is written, learn what is being taught with the help of our discussions and lessons, to still learn it, study it. What does it give us in this contemporary world? Everything we're learning now towards the rough in the modern world. You are studying what you can do to be more connected, to be more adhered to the RAF, and through the RAF to be more adhered, more connected to the Creator, where is of passing this to the whole world. Yes, about our role. Yes, thank you. May we succeed? No? Well, no? Okay. You. It's really felt that we made this huge preparation for the Congress, and a really different one, and a completely different vessel, a very ripe one is here now, and yesterday in the evening with the music, it was really felt when we sang these songs, these amazing ones, and it's felt that there's this huge force, and all that we need to do is simply leave the questions and just to connect between us, even if we don't know how, and to allow that force to take us. So I truly have this request that we will truly try to use the special moment that we worked on, and simply leave everything and connect in the heart, and to allow this force to take us here. It's really felt we have lessons, we will ask questions, but let's be in this connection and take it. It's so strong that all that's left really just one more step, and with her. So I'm really asking of everyone to simply open up the heart and to be that's it. Thank you. Tia. No, a few days before the Congress I truly received the burdening of their heart, and I just felt the ego, and the friends truly held me and brought me to the Congress, and everything inverted here, and I truly feel that I owe them. How can I repay them? Through what this depends on. This depends on what, how, to the degree to which you understand what they need. That's it. I'm not giving them much of a right to ask. They have the opportunity to come every day to integrate into the group and to ask, so I'm not so worried about them. Is that clear? What do we have back there? Shom, hello. Friends, I wanted to Ask a person needs to regret together. With a friend. Sorrow I wanted to ask about a person. Who feels the sorrow, what is his role towards their friends if they're trying to come being your sorrow and to make you happy, but what is your role? It depends, you can't just you have a one specific answer to this question. It depends to each person in his own way. No, I can ask about myself, no. All right, where are we or in except 6. No. Right, what I wanted to ask were nay. Spiritual common in a common spiritual action doesn't matter where we're sitting, either here right in front of our, or they're in the corner or in that corner, or here on the left or on the right. Everyone needs to close their mouth and open their heart. 6. You can say the words of our sages about the verse leave me and keep my Lord. I wish they would leave me means that they were proud of their exaltedness, and although he and I cannot dwell in the same place, still keep my Lord. Be attached to a genuine righteous with proper faith in the sages, then there is hope that the righteous will reform them and will sentence them to the side of merit as is appropriate for the presence of their Creator, and what would come out of their humbleness and loneliness, so the Creator does not move his abode from them if they have no genuine righteous person to guide them in his lore and prayer and lead them to a place of Torah and wisdom. Again, you can say the words of our sages about the verse leave me and keep my Lord. I wish they would leave me means that they were proud of their exaltedness, and although he and I cannot dwell in the same place, still keep my Lord. Be attached to a genuine righteous with proper faith in the sages, then there is hope that the righteous will reform them and will sentence them to the side of merit as is appropriate for the presence of their Creator, and what could come out of their humbleness and loneliness, so the Creator does not move his abode from them if they have no genuine righteous person to guide them in his lore and prayer and lead them to a place of Torah and wisdom. Questions. Thank you. Of my question, how can we work with the sources in advanced love of friends in our 10? We have studied this many times already, how to in before the fronts, how to connect with them. That's it. Okay, thank you. Further, yes, except 7 from for all, one should be so careful with words of Torah, and one should be so careful not to in them and utter a word of Torah that he does not know and which he did not receive from his teacher. Anyone who says words of Torah that he does not know or did not receive from his teacher, it is written about him, you shall not make for yourself an idol or any likeness. Yes, oh, this is in a similar style. Item Nash writes all the work of the created beings that they must work above reason. It is impossible to do anything without faith in the sages who arranged for us the order of their work. Once a person has accepted his work as a tail to the lions, he follows the sages to walk only as they had arranged for us. This is, as our SCS said, be dusted by the dust of their feet of their sages. Can yes, are there no questions? Okay. Esk. What is the difference between a wise one and a righteous one? In the wisdom of Kabbalah there is no difference between them, but it depends how we relate to it. Sometimes it's righteous, sometimes it's sage, sometimes it's it can be some other status, but in reality it's almost the same thing. It depends on who's speaking at what time he's saying it, and so on. All right, it's written here in order not to leave their teacher or leave the Creator. We need to get distanced if they don't have a true righteous who will them. I didn't hear what you said, and except it's written in order not to leave their Creator. Yes, what does it mean? That it continues that if they don't have a true righteous will lead them in the tar. Yes, so then we need to search for the righteous one. Yes, to make it our teacher. Yes. Yes, care if here it was written that the Creator is writing leave me and keep my Lord. What exactly does it mean leave me and take my Torah, meaning my the Method that ascends a person elevates a person above his will to receive and makes out of him an angel desire to bestow the will to bestow. Can we say that the Kabbalist can say it in a form that's also suitable for him when he tells the Creator, leave me, don't do anything for me but do it for them for the sake of divinity, for humanity? Does the Kabbalist reach that as well? I don't think that this is true. First of all, why can't the Creator do both? It's clear that he can, but the Kabbalist, you said it, I heard it from you. Basically, when you said that the Kabbalist basically gives up on himself, and we read the X now that the Kabbalist is ready to give up on his soul and his life for everyone else too, for it to be good for everyone. Yes, so does that mean we also need to aspire for that and to ask the Creator not to do it for our own sake, but to do it for their sake? Of course, you could do it for everyone's sake, but my question is, what do we want? Yes, another thing I want to say, that the gratitude to the Creator for such a moving Congress. It's really felt a intense Congress already 18 years I'm the Congresses, but this Congress is really internal, really moving, and there's a huge women's CLE here as well, maybe even the majority, and there's this feeling, this quiet one, that there is this covenant among the women. They're going up there, taking it to the end. They're not conceding to the Creator up until the Creator says, you have defeated me, all of you, both men and women, and I wanted to thank you, dear, and to wish you good health and long life, and that you'll merit soon to bring us truly to the purpose, to their goal, and it will bring you contentment, and you won't have the sorrow of raising children, but you'll have the joy of raising children. We love you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you. No. Okay, yes, right there, go ahead. Can I love a friend like I love the I don't know how you love me. I love you very much. It's possible to the fullest extent, so it's possible. How ask the Creator, you can receive such things only from him. So impossible. Then, why, all right, I will ask, thank you. I don't feel that this is possible. How do you know it's for to say such? The Creator can do everything. Thank you. No, hello. Friends, thank you so much for letting us ask questions and for your patience. First and foremost, my question is, from the moment I started studying Kabbalah, I cannot find the connection between the spiritual and the material. The corporal in the group, in the 10. There are things that happen that are very pleasant. We support one another. We feel that we have developed as a 10, but on the outside you feel a storm. And I ask myself, what is the connection between these things? That what can I do in order to influence? How do I even understand? Look at the world that's happening outside. You need to read more. Thank you. So let's go according to the order. Hello. I wanted to clarify 1 second. I feel a problem that I lack the sensation of or efficiency of the Creator, or the other lack of the Creator's greatness, and there was an article about feeling that a joy and suffering of their front. So if I want to connect to friend, that's feeling pain, that's suffering, and a passion kicks in from me. But as I understand it, that's not enough. That is in addition to compassion and are connecting to their front. Should I look for that sensation, her a deficiency for the Creator? Should I look for that? Also, I don't know what to answer. You need to continue your search. All right, I understand. Thank you. That's it. Give it to your neighbor, dear. The question is, it is unnatural for a person to naturally add something from himself or herself to whatever way that they perceive it, this or that word. What are the consequences of ordering word in the Torah that they did not receive from their teacher? That's okay. One more question then. There's a sensation that this is the last Congress. Is this true? Will things be different from now on, or what? I don't know if you would want to come over again. We will want to. Well, I don't think on the side of our organization there's going to be any problems, so get ready for the next Congress. Thank you. Thanked you already asked as much as you wanted. It's my friend's question. Friend's question, let her ask it. Who's there in the end? My question is, do you feel that you are the spiritual leader of the women's CLE, yes. Yes, well, who else is there? Is there someone that's from abroad? Oops. Far? No, hello, RV, hello, everyone. The question has come and gone and come back. Again, Romo had asked earlier, how do we really enter the study more and more, and you said, and your recommendation was to revisit the lessons together with your 10. Now my 10 is very special to me, but we are also full-time moms, full-time workers, and granted we are not limited by the commandment of time, we cannot revisit the concepts and lessons time and time again. What do you recommend us to grow stronger and stronger in our tea? I know, pray to the Creator and hear His answer. Thank you. What else we have left? There's all sorts of more things, but does the want to summarize and then we'll continue? Okay, so we have more. So I lady, what's up? Why are you like a little child that's exploding, bursting? Yes, I am. So conclude, we're going to continue. We have now a special present. I'm going to ask that above that they prepare. We're going to see a fragment from an upcoming film, but before then, hold on, wait. Don't start the plugging for now. I just wanted to say, as they're preparing, our lesson is being translated into 24 languages. This lesson, thanks to all the friends that are translating into these 24 languages. Tens of thousands of people from all over the world can connect. So we have we've decided. Remember, we were closing our mouths. We're opening our hearts. So 24 languages online, thanks to all of the translators and the teams. Last night, as friends have already mentioned, it was a very moving evening, and as according to this lesson, we're moving ahead on the following the footsteps of the capitalists. So on that note, want to mention again, we have a new book that came out. You make yourself aware. This includes special excerpts from Rob's lessons about the role of the teacher and how to relate to the group. This book awaits you at the book stands, and we also have another one from the heart and also a book for women. There's a whole series of books that were in Russian and are now in Hebrew. There's lots of new books, and you want to take them all with you into your tea for dissemination. And for now, we have a new event coming up. A special promotion. We have 10 books for 400 shekel. Any books are in any language, so make sure to take advantage of this promotion. And now we're going to move to what we just talked about. Did the film. Few words before we watched the film. Before the excerpt, there was a film called 24 Hours in the Life of a Kabbalist. This film has not yet been released on the screens. 24 Hours in the Life of a Kabbalist. In this film, the author of focused on the most interesting, fascinating moments in the life of our teacher, and what we want to do is to bring it forward to everyone. So what we're going to watch now is a fragment from this film, which is still being developed. It's being worked on. And let's watch this now with prayer, so that our friends that are working on this film, for them to be able to finish it and for it to touch all of the hearts everywhere in the world. I answered, Brar, it was rainy, dark, it was a very religious. There was this real person standing in the corner there, and I open up the window a bit and ask him where we did they learn they're here. Can you imagine asking such a thing? And he told me, you turn right and then go to the end. There's the last house on the left next to the garden. There they learn. When I told the stash who told me that is an angel, when I came to Rapish, I saw a table, and on the table 5 old guys are sitting. After a day or two to that, I was there. So this environment, these 5 old guys became the most important ones, people for me in the world, really the greatest. Your teacher, Rash, did he know your future? Otherwise he wouldn't be engaged with me so for so much. Nonetheless, it was 12 years daily. Did he immediately see the spark in you? He saw Dr. Michael Laitman, the student of Rabash, who was a student of his father, was the student of UFMP, and so on. and then from another from Lublin, and who in turn was the student. Often I'm not running to advance to any place. It's important for me that people, the regular people, will hear what I'm saying, and will understand what's in front of them in a certain form, not for me through someone, but the main thing are these external different changes for them to happen, and everyone in the world. Mel Laitman was born in 1946. They were the family was survivors of the Holocaust. He studied music, and in 1964 he went to study at the Electrical Academy in St. Petersburg. He then studied medical biology, and he also was responsible for sound and received a diploma of a space SB from in the department. And then this, despite the resistance to release our Jews from Soviet Union, he was able to immigrate to Israel. He created his own business. He is the father of 3 children. We don't know when he began to look for his spiritual teacher, but in 1976 he found his teacher Rash, the son of Bisalem, in 1997. Laitman founded the non-commercial organization Know Your Teacher. We started studying in his apartment, and over time more people came. There was not enough space anymore in his living room to study. We found a small house on the AR street. This was this huge place for us. We held our morning lessons there, and holidays. It was our unforgettable time. We were in a big accident, and then I was the driver. It damaged my lungs and liver, and all the time I have this feeling that after my whole life that I searching for a person who will teach me the most important person in my life, and now he will just pass away. It cannot be. I'm not a fortune teller. I'm not doing something supernatural. I'm teaching my students how gradually in small steps to reach the truth and to acquire it. We're not yearning to reveal the spiritual world. The truth is that there's nothing to reveal. There's nothing to reveal because it doesn't exist. We need to build it from our relations, from our qualities, the corrected ones. 24 hours in the life of a Kabbalist. Well, so we had a taste. Lots of friends, men and women, have been working on this film, and I wanted to ask my brother, he who is responsible for the team, the video team, I'll have him tell us what he feels about this film. Go ahead, you. Please. First of all, I want to apologize to our whole holy society. It's really just moving. The first thing that I want is to thank the Creator, and that gave me the privilege before 22 years ago, when I entered into this holy society, to start to take videos and to serve. I videotaped lessons, converses, trips abroad, interviews, TV interviews, thousands and thousands of hours. But this project, from my point of view, it was the most important and the most special for me. Rosen, in May, he came to me and he showed me the script and he asked me to film it. I was really moved, and at the same time I was very happy. I was just anxious. How is it possible to pass the greatness of our I must tell you that to film this movie, it was as if trying to capture this moment when the person's face changes from moment to moment. How can you pass this greatness of their teacher? That for you, for me, he's the closest, and together at the same time, the furthest, the most revealed and the most concealed, the most insistent, and yet the softest. And he's also the godly Kabbalist. Before many years in a Congress NC, a team came from Channel to film this reporter about S, and then VI and S probably remember this well, and I of course filmed all this, and then this videographer from the channel came and he said, "Look, your camera is in the same quality as mine, so maybe just help me. So I just have one camera, so we'll do it together. I will film Rob and you filmed the reporter." Of course, I said yeah, of course, let's do it. And I entered into the room, and this was an interview, one of the most moving ones. It was very long. It was an hour and a half. And I'm filming the reporters, and here Rav is sitting, and They're filming him, and I turned around. And I looked just at Avi, and then once in a while I glanced at my camera to see if everything was okay, but I looked just at Ruff. I couldn't move my eyes from him, and then questions came about Rush. Tell me, did you love your teacher? And then, at the moment, and then ours lips started to tremble, and the tears started to come from his eyes. Said very much so I don't have the words to describe just how much I loved him. And then she asked, what did you love in him? What did you love the most? Your teacher. And Rar answered, his loyalty to the purpose of creation is loyalty to the purpose of creation is devotion. I truly want to thank this holy society, my 10, and really thank the Creator. Gave me the privilege to just be dust, and to serve the only person on this planet that 100% in 100% he's devoted to the purpose of creation, just like his teacher. Rush to the Creator to let him be healthy, and we will demand from the Creator for his health, for him to remain with us as much as possible. We're demanding for his health. Thank you. Also at the lesson we heard that the Creator can do anything. The Creator can do everything. So let us ask what you just spoke about. We want to say thank you to everyone who contributed with their time, with their money, with their efforts. To those who have contributed to this film, thanks to your contributions, we've been able to finish the film, and currently it's in the post-production stage. We're asking for everyone to continue taking part in it, to contributing, so that we have the budget for marketing in order to disseminate this film, so that every person in the world could feel, could see, and be inspired, and to connect to the Create through our teacher. Those who are here in P, we have a pavilion, a booth of for donations, and those who are watching virtually, they can go to the site cab1.com and make your donations there. We also want to say that the Mirror Congresses we have in Moscow and St. Petersburg, we have friends there who also have donation booths there. We will be happy to replenish our budget to disseminate this and market this film. Our schedule coming up, we're going to conclude right now. We're going to this on. We're going to have a break then. Our next event is at 12:00. It's going to be our meal as usual. All our breaks are during breaks. We go to the second floor, and they're going to open the doors now. We can take the ram up to the second floor. You'll find the bathrooms there, the booths, donation booths, lots of other booths of bestow prepared by the friends. One more second of your attention, friends that have received an invitation to be to serve on die. Please go to your to the people responsible. Let's take all of our garbage, and now we sing the song we're sing as one, and we'll see how love will cover all the cries as we walk together from the darkness to the light. La, 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 la. Sing as one, and we'll see how love will cover all the crime as we unwalk together from the darkness to the light. Let's sing as one, and we see how love will cover all their crimes as we walk together from the darkness to the light. That's love, love, let love light shine in. We can be hold again. Love, love, let low light shine in. We could be. So when I was a child, I so many questions, wondering who I was. What is the purpose of this life? Now I'm grown, and I'm still asking. Yes, somehow they seem fall away. All my life I'm an equal freak. I'm only up if why down up. I've been losing sleep. I'm living life upside down. Light shine in. We can be hold again. Give low, low, let low light shine in. We can be so let love light shine in. We be love, love, light shine can be so all again. Shine, open your heart, and let the light shine through. Open your heart, and all our dreams will come true. With every fee who there's a song above the doubts, above the right and the wrong. Uniting hearts will rise on wings of Prayer when all is said and all is done. What is left? Open your heart. Let the light shine through. Open your heart and I will open mine. To open your heart and let the light shine through. Open your heart and all our dreams will come true. Take a breath and fall into your embrace beyond myself to a better place. Uniting hearts, you rise on wings of a prayer when all is said and all is done. What is left? Hear your heart and let the light shine through your heart. Now we'll open mind to your heart. Let the light shine through your heart. All that dream will come. Tsbe for 1 2 3 4 1 la 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 for he for I spe for sh of go where high go la the shall g for spe hey for spe my la for spe for true love is never really yours. True love is never really mine. It's not decided by success, it's now the ugly no. True love is never bound by time. True love is never bound by space. When it exists to rises high, hold the well in its embrace. When love is born it sets you free. It need the words that you let me. True love is giant everything. It is the soul that shines within. It shines with in. True love is never really yours. True love is never really mine. It's not decided by success, it's not ugly nor sir. True love is never down by time. True love is never down by space. When it exists it rises high and holds the world in it embrace. When love is born it sets you free. It needs the words that you I need. True love is giving everything. It is the soul that shines within. When love is born it sets you free. It a words it's you and me. Love is giving everything. It is the soul that shine him. La for spe in every corner of the world we've been searching together. Follow the S that leads to life. Through each heart there add door to love, where we find a way to rise above. It's you the lights of heart. It's you that shines in us forever. Every broken heart. It's you that finds us all together. It's you the lights our art forever. And be together we together wise together we are going to find a way to go above my reason. Going to find a way to love outside myself. Through each heart there's a door to love, where we find a way to rise above. Together we together we rise. Together we are together we rise. Together we rise. Together we rise a place beyond the together wise. Together we rise. 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 It's you the light our hearts. It's you the siege in us forever. Through every broken heart it's you that binds us all together. It's you that lights our hearts forever in us. Be together wise. Together wise. Together wise. Together one for all and all for one. Who's right or wrong don't matter none. We're talking about survival, a human race connecting love, burning hate. Which one will be our coming fate? It's time for the arrival. Unity, why get it straight? We will overcome and want all of these trouble like sisters and brothers. Sometimes we fight. Opportunity comes when we disagree, so we can finally see it from the dark night. We will raise the D. Loving each other together, we'll sing. One song brings the need to finally realize all of our dreams in peace. Me is how we live, but there must be an alternative to the situation if we're going to th. All these crises can be solved if we collectively evolve to receive revelation of the reason we're alive. We will overcome and won all of these trouble like sisters and brothers. Sometimes we fight. Opportunity comes when we disagree, so we can finally see from the dark night. Together we will overcome and are all of these tr like ss and brother. Sometimes we f when we disagree, so we can finally see the from the dark night. We will raise the dawn, loving each other together. We'll sing one song brings the finally realize all about dream. The for though for we came from distant places, but now we're feeling near the outer of separations rising things are getting clear. For, la, for, boy 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 bo boy bo 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 boy bo for when we're trapped inside ourselves and we're feel and lost and we just want to break free at any cost. We feel the earning our heart starts burning, turning, and we see above the desire. We walk through the fire, set free. Let's raise a pray. Open our hearts with no despair. Open our hearts and connect us into world. Now we're headed towards a go, the point of birth, even though it often see between heaven and earth. We feel the yearning, our heart starts burning, and we see of the desire. We walk through the fire, set us free. Open our hearts, open our sh. Dear friends, can you hear me? Can you hear me? We're sitting here too, tens, and the only thing that fills our hearts is gratitude. Great, huge gratitude, first of all to the Creator, to our love, to this society. Gratitude for sitting together, for wanting to be together. Each brought his desire into this place. We have friends who came from very, very, very far physically. It took them a whole day to come here, maybe longer, a few days even, and we have friends who came from very close physically, but every step but they were very, very far, and the light, the great light that we have here in this Congress, the great light that stems from the friends from this place, from this building, simply drew them, and here it is. All possible because we just want to be together. We come and we want to you. Do you want to be together? Yes, I didn't hear. You can't hear. You now listen up. Do you have something in your glasses? If you don't take care of it now, fill your glasses and listen up. Listen to what Bassam has to tell us. Bassam says, there, following he tells us, come and see how grateful we should be to our teachers who impart us their sacred lights and dedicate their souls to do good to our souls. They stand in the middle between the path of harsh torment and the path of repentance, and accustom us to reach the heavenly pleasures, the sublime gentleness and the pleasantness. We're here for a day and a half now. We are covered, really covered with light. We do not feel all the great torment there is outside of this building, all around the world, not just in Israel, not just in other places in the world. So please, each of you, open your hearts and make room for this great gratitude to burst out of us. We really want to dedicate this meal, to use it as gratitude to the world, to our friends, to our teacher. May God bless him and give him good health, and that we will simply want to keep what he's telling us, what we hear every morning, so that all of us together will keep it. Now are said during the lesson only. Connection, it should grab hold of his friend and rise with him. So let us now have around in our tables around where we will be grateful to the Creator for A.R. Michael Laitman, who dedicates his life for us, who sacrifice his whole life so that we will sit here and that we will have a core here that will know how to take humanity forward. So let us have around in tens in our tables. Let's be grateful, thankful to the Creator for E.E.M. of the Creator in the world. Beloved friends, listen, friends. We went through in our circle, we went through a very intensive round right now, and we want to continue that this round of thanking we're going to go from item number 5. Item 5, from what we read in the lesson, you should believe that your teacher's bodily matters are truly engagements of the soul. This is why our sages said it did not say learned, but poured, implying that serving is greater than learning. A student should be in true alignment before the teacher in the full sense of the word, and he unites with him and then can perform salvations in his favor. A student cannot adhere to his teacher's soul as it is above his attainment. Now we're going to listen to a friend who goes step after step for 30 years. Let us pay attention and learn really what do they tell us. We will start from Anigon, and from there we will continue to listen to the friends. Hen, we truly need to thank all the friends accompany R in his mission and to go the entire path with him. So first, I have the privilege to stand next to who accompanied R for dozens of years through all kinds of peaks and valleys, and there are also many other such friends always hear about how we should serve the RV. So now I'm going to give an opposite example. How does RV serve the student? Certainly everything that R does awakens inspiration in US. Whenever you hear a story about R, it always awakens inspiration. So after this car accident that took place in the late 90s, when I was in the car with R and we had an accident, so I was there with him in the hospital, and R was always very concerned, and each time I needed to cross the road, just like you take a blind man, so he would grab my hand and we would cross the road, and that's how it was each time needed to drop eye drops in the eye, so that's what I would do. So R would even do that for me as well. There are other such actions of the R, and that is R's attitude to how much he cares about the students. And certainly there are more things that, for the time being, they don't surface, but in each and everything it is that they prepared tea for me. There's nothing that was lacking in his concern. It's simply concern about it. Everything. When you are in this state, how much can you appreciate that? Now in this society, we have a bit of an opportunity together to appreciate the greatness of the how much he cares for each and every detail, what he reveals, what he doesn't reveal, together with all the friends. Wish for R to succeed in materializing his dream in our world. That simply he'd be happy. All the dreams that he has, that he wished for in each and everything. You need to see how much he holds himself in smallness toward his teacher. That's also greatness. It's not so obvious that such a thing exists. R gets very inspired from how the Creator does things to him, what changes he went through. So we who now have been rewarded, like we spoke recently, might ear grasp that use my purity as much as possible. So we have been awarded with R's purity, and to using Rav's purity, we'll be able to use Rasher's purity and also Ban's purity. So we have a path. Let us realize it together. We have to still change shirts and still do many things in order to have the Creator at his heart, and then we will be rewarded with seeing RV smile throughout the whole way, and that his connection with us will be eternal. They spoke earlier in a very emotional way about how much R loves Rabash and reveals his loyalty to the purpose of creation. When I came to be, Sor just wishes to disseminate the Torah of his, the teaching of his art, to every place and to every person, and all of the media interviews and all these meetings he would have with all kinds of people from all kinds of organizations. He would always completely annul himself, and he would increase the greatness of whoever he's speaking to, so that the person he speaks to will open his heart to hear the message and to be ready to accept the wisdom of Kabbalah and to insert it into himself, and then through that person to disseminate it onward. And you say that time after time, in every state, in every trip, in every place, he built the world CLE through his annulment, and the Creator worked through him. If there's something that I could wish for, that's it's that we would learn how to annul ourselves like he does. One of the most pleasant and happiest things in the world CLE that are built through his annulment is the great friends of ours with a very warm heart that are full of gratitude from Latin America. This CLE began from one friend who was burning, and he grasped this wave like a wildfire, but it was a wildfire of love, and the Latin clay has become this warm, loving, grateful part of the CLE. And I want to pass the mic to Jesus, our representative from that CLE, which is just completely warmth, love, and gratitude to R, and gratitude to the friends, and it's just sitting next to Jesus. You feel how much he simply is Happy that He's with us and happy that He's on this path. Cast give us your heart to praise and give gratitude to the society for that in which the society. Let us incorporate in everything for this friendship, for these connections, this unity that I live so far physically from. Here you succeeded to bring me to this table and to share this gracias gras. Amigos, thank you. Brothers, thank you. Friends, for all your example, for your love too, are for everything. Ballast, salam, and rabash. Teach us that it turns the person, it changes. And thank you very much, brothers, that you share that with us. And I wrote here on the note from the lesson yesterday what Rob said, to think how I respect each and every friend in that he exerts in this convention, in the society, in connection, in the T, that is to appreciate every friend in what he gives, what he asks. That is very, very, very important. So I invite you, let us take into our heart, into our mind, this gratitude to the Creator. Okay, friends, I understand that you want to continue, right? Yet the friends want to continue. Okay, we're continuing now to the second level for a break that goes for an hour. Take your things with you because we're going to return for a different arrangement here. Give a round of applause to our band, which is giving to us from all heart. Take your things at 2. We're going to be here for another lesson. Whenever I feel between the highs and the lows, I call on my friends to show me the way to rise from below. Each step that we take, each wall that we ring, we're rising higher above ourselves. TOS, the life that never ends. We will rise above ourselves. Each step that we take, each wall that we break, we're rising higher above ourselves to the life that never ends. We will rise above ourselves. Each scent that we take, each that we break, rising higher above ourselves to us. Right, never end. We will rise above ourselves. Step that we take, each wall that we break, rising higher above ourselves towards the light that never ends. We will rise above ourselves. Each step that we take, each wall that we break, we're rising higher above ourselves. TOS, the life that never ends. We will rise above ourselves. This love between us all forever in our hearts. This love between us all forever in our hearts. There is love between us all forever in our hearts. The time is near and we will see all people here in unity, as one nation, as one home. In celebration is song. We're not naive, it's not dream. We suffered long enough to see there's no escape, nowhere to hide, no belief to be out. God, this love us all forever in our hearts. Love us all forever in our hearts. There's love between us all forever now. And so I will come to shine. No pain, no will recognize, and every heart will sing one song, and every med will be as one. So a light will come to shine. No fear, no sorrow recognize, and every heart will sing one song, and every man be has one. There's love between us all forever in our hearts. There's love between us all forever in our hearts. There's love between us all forever in our heart. His love us all forever in our hearts. His love us all forever in our heart is. My dear friend, please take my hand and lead the way, and we'll rise and step together every day. With your help I'll finally break this heavy heart of stone. I can do this on my own without you. I live, let sing is one, and we'll see how love will cover all the crimes as wait walk together from the darkness to the light. Sing as one, and we'll see how love will cover all the Christ as we unwatch together from the darkness to the light. Let's sing as one, and we'll see how love will cover all the CHs. We walk together from the darkness to the light, in the shadows, suring the sense to break free from the chains of the mind beneath the surface. Deep in the heart there's a melody to guide us all. Broken pieces pacing the skin, tasing voices L in the wind, through the fire starting to rise to a world that's waiting in your right. 2 drops of unity to a place above them, and every in harmony. They're one heart we're going to sing together. One heart we're going to sing together. There's a hotat breaking through, there's a dance, and we're learning the mo. One desire starting to rise to the world is waiting in your eyes. 2 drops of Unity to a place above. And me every in. Harmony, one heart we going to sing. Together one heart we're going to sing. Together drops our unity. To a place above the many every in. Harmony, it's one heart we're going to sing. Together, and heart we going to sing. Together, sing. Together the shadow often achens, but then the heart awakens, it yearns and grows and longs to be concealed beneath your wings. This moment, yes, and rise above in connection, holding our connections the way that we're changing on nature. The darkness will cover it with love until we see a world where it is all, and me will finally break free. Dear friends, we want to start. Salation, please sit down as quick as you